Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second match of this round of 32 weekend. You're watching South Korea versus Ukraine, and commentating we have me, GForce, and I'm joined by Toklad. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for introducing me.
Right, we'll have a interesting match coming up pretty soon. It isn't the first one. We had one in the night for most European people. I reckon some from the Western Hemisphere of the world probably have watched that. It was Canada versus what was it, Philippines, and
Yes, it was.
it was a Canada win. I mean, great job from them. But now we have another really high-seeded team, Korea versus Ukraine. Ukraine, who actually haven't qualified last year, but they did this year, which is great. And South Korea, I mean, you're South Korean. You want to tell us something about the South Korean roster here?
Yeah, well, we have really new players coming in, such as Nelly Toru, Nope KJK, Ryuto, and Karcher, who's making their first appearance in the South Korean team. And everybody probably have wondered, how did this team get to seed 5? Well, Doomsday at the seed stream had said that, they usually fly under the radar. But for myself, I also host South Korean tournaments, and they have been doing great on South Korean tournaments. So I'm really expecting them to do great also in this World Cup this year.
Nice. And on the Ukraine side, we do have a lot of, well, not really that many new faces compared to last year, but obviously people who haven't really tested the waters yet and haven't proven themselves, and we'll see if we can see that from both teams. I mean, South Korea is obviously a team which has a form and lineup for pretty much anything. They just didn't perform too hot on the DTs, but that might be due to other factors, while Ukraine, well, they got the results in, and DT was their best mod. The issue is that on some parts in Ukraine there was a lack of a fourth player. So we'll see how that one goes in this match.
Okay, the roles have been settled, I guess, and wow, Dench with a really high roll, 95.
Oh yeah, Dench is a name I've seen a lot in the qualifier results. So, he's probably one of the best performing members on DT, I believe, and just performs really well there. Also performs well on rolls apparently. Great job.
Okay, so Ukraine gets to ban first and pick first. South Korea, interestingly, have picked to ban last, so we'll have Ukraine ban and pick for the first one.
Alright, if I would predict any bans from South Korea, I probably would only guesstimate there, because they could just go for anything to be banned realistically. While on the Ukraine side, there was the first ban is DT1, which I do understand a bit, because South Korea is just good all around, and maybe they just don't have the fourth player there. But Ukraine probably might wanna ban a hidden, but I guess it's only one ban yet, and they really want that DT1 gone.
Oh, interesting ban from South Korea, free mode 2. I was expecting South Korea to ban like no mode 1 to just get rid out of the variables, but yeah, free mode 2 getting out of the map pool.
Alright, and DT2 is being picked, something which the Ukraine team just was really good at in the qualifiers. Not as good as South Korea, however. We do have to take that into context here.
Yeah, really
South
strong
Korea did perform
players,
better.
really strong DT players from South Korea. So it was unexpected for them to pick double time 2. Really.
Yeah, Ukraine didn't perform that well on Nomad 1, I believe. So I see why they wouldn't really go for the Nomad 1 ban. Because South Korea is pretty okay there. And this one being the DT2, this is the speedy DT pick. It is one of the harder songs in the entire pool, and it is obviously, as I just said, it is speed focused. No aim really required on this one. Like, you could probably double tap some of the pallets here, even if you don't have the speed. Probably wouldn't want to, because I think most people are gonna get really good accuracy, and if you have to double tap this because you lack the speed, that doesn't look good for your team, to be honest.
Exactly, and you know, the Toho plus Yorubi, the Osu classic of this. You know, it is always a staple food of Osu players.
Yeah, usually you see Senya, Senya in DT for those streamy DTs. Well, we didn't really go for Senya, well, I think Yorubi is gonna be good enough.
Of course. I also remember, was it Wanna Be My Dream from Aki also? So,
yeah,
back in the day.
Wanna Be My Dream. Yep, Wanna Be My Dream was a map which has been, which was present in one of the World Cups, that's true. I actually had to look through all the old map picks for the overseas, because there's obviously the rule where you can't pick the same map within 5 years.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, exactly. So I know very well like what's in the older pools, because when you just stumble upon the Wanna Be My Dream, you're like, hey, this could be a good, cool tourney map, and you look it up, and it's like, oh, it was picked like 3 years ago. Great, thank you.
Also, I have been map striking for like 3 times in the World Cup, and back in like 2014, that wasn't really a rule, so we could have picked same picks again and again, and probably that's what made it bad.
You should have made it better for the future. You should have made it better for the future generations, right? Because just recycle all the pools until you get the rule, and then alright.
Yes, it is. Okay, so we have some players that cannot join the server, so we're a little bit late on this clock.
That's fine. There's a lot of room and time to actually, make up for, because we do not have warm-ups. This is gonna be the first point of the entire match. Just as a reminder, there are no warm-ups. Because realistically, you should have warmed up before the match. If you didn't, then I mean, you're just asking to not have a good performance.
Yes, not getting warm up is a very bold move.
Alright, what are your predictions for who's gonna take the point for this one? I mean, it's probably a bit easy, but I'll just give you the word here.
Okay, so let me just make it a simple statement. Flying Tuna, Dyson, and Ponytail, all DT players. Karuna also known for DT players. So when it comes to speed, South Korea will probably pick this, but we'll see, because Ukraine also did perform on the DT pick. So.
Right, players to look out for in the Ukrainian side is Dench, especially. He performed really well on the qualifier DTs, which were a fair bit harder, to be honest, than this one. Criterion here is also a player who did really well on the fast DT. Otherwise, OneMax doesn't surprise me that he's in there. He was pretty good as well. And after that, it's essentially just, whoever is there to fill out the slot. Diamond, for example, is someone who only played one of the two DTs, because he probably wasn't fast enough for the other one. I hope if he has enough speed for this one, he should be good to go. So you have a decent 4-man lineup, which is the biggest weakness of Ukraine, not having a 4-man lineup.
Okay, so we have full 4 players on the Ukraine side, so we're probably ready to go soon.
Maps just started for me.
Okay.
There's a really early lead by Ukraine, but that doesn't really make a big difference, because it's not gonna be an 8-way SC and everyone keeping the entire combo. Yeah, talking about not having 8-way SCs, that's the first miss by season.
Okay, bad start for the Korea.
There's still an SS coming from OneMax. Not a miss by the South Korean side by Karuna. Still 4-way FC for Ukraine. It's a really strong start. like if there's a pick to win, it's probably this one. Essentially, you didn't perform well on most other mods, and this one's definitely one of the better choices for them to go for. If they don't win this point, it's gonna be hard winning on the others.
Yeah, you're right. So still holding a four-way full combo on Ukraine's side. That early miss from Zayton is really taking it for South Korea. But, anything can happen. South Korea is round, so this we need to watch.
South Korea is a team which scales pretty well, but can maybe lose a few points in the other stages.
Those sliders are brutal, but everybody is doing well with it. So I'm really expecting high hopes from these players.
Yeah, so Vice just did 2 early misses by South Korea.
Ukraine really holding up to their combos right here. Impressive performance from them.
Ooh, that's a miss by 1max. Is it gonna be enough actually for the South Korean side to take this one? I think this should be it for the Ukrainian side, but it's gonna be a little bit close.
Well, I think they are short of time. Yes, I think it is not enough for South Korea. But that was close. That was close.
4.2 million points. That is a respectable performance by Ukraine.
Yes, almost netting a four-way full combo. Just 1max missing, having 1 miss. That was that was not really great, but still great performance by Ukraine, taking the first point from South Korea.
Yeah, maybe that's where the 1 comes from. 1max. That's a 1 miss. Oof.
Oof. Yeah, nice pun there.
Ooh, and it is a gentle stick and Amphitron. Amphitron, is that how you would pronounce it? It is not Japanese, so I don't know if you can help me out here, talk about that.
No, I can help you in Japanese pronunciation, but not this time. The Amphitron, maybe?
Amphitron, let's call it Amphitron. Yeah, I think this is a no-brainer for South Korea. South Korea did really well on the hiddens, really well.
Most of the audience knows South Korea as a DT and Hard Rock Stronghouse, but recent years, South Korea have been performing pretty well in AR8 hiddens, so this is definitely a pick for them.
Yeah, they were the 3rd best team in the Streamy Approach 8 hidden on the qualifier map pool, and this one's also in the same style. It is a Streamy AR8 hidden, so it's pretty closely related, right? Even if it's a bit slower in BPM. It is still really close related, and having done so well on the qualifier pool, which is a lot harder, I mean, this is essentially a no-brainer. Also, if you compare to Ukraine, where they actually got 37th on the date, that's a huge difference.
Okay, so on the South Korea side, we have 3 new players coming in. Karcher, Nope KJK, and Nelitoru subbed out. And swapped in for rested players, and this is probably their best HD squad.
Yeah, Flying Tuna and Kruna did really well on the hidden too. I believe they even a seed. Season and Nopek. How do you call him again?
It's Nope KJK.
Nope KJK. All right.
Yeah.
Nope KJK. Both Season. Actually. That is interesting. Oh yeah, Season was actually playing the Approach 8 hidden on the qualifier, but is not playing this one.
Yeah, and also Karuna. Karuna is also good at hidden on lower airs, but we have new players.
Right, yeah. Maybe they're just focusing on people getting a bit more experience here after a lot of early misses. I believe there's not going to be a 4SC by any team here, and we already see that a lot of misses by Ukraine, just bench holding on for now.
Yeah, speaking of early misses, we have miss right and left, and Nelitoru, Sadness, Ponyawaka. I'm bad with pronunciations. Help me. This AR8 makes it so hard for hidden because of these overlaps, especially, and this map has lots of overlap and weird rhythms. so that could also get trip the players on this caliber of playing. So
yeah, you definitely see the difference in mastery over this by just the sheer accuracy. You at least see another miss by Sadness. A few combos coming from the Ukraine side, but just look at the accuracies. I think that's really where the biggest story is being told here.
yes, Criterion on 88. This is tanking him so much. Also, Ponyawaka, yes, 92. And Sadness on also lower 90s. Actually, everyone on Ukraine is below 96, so this is really tanking them so hard.
Yeah, so just having the combo advantage and the accuracy advantage gives you so much of an advantage here. That's a big lead, and even if the South Korean side would just start missing left and right, that is a very commanding lead. A miss by Flying Tuna, who had really good accuracy up until that point in FC. But you know what? The damage has been done. It's 3.4 million against 2 million points. And I don't think this is a big surprise to anyone that South Korea has won on the hidden pick here. I think the most important thing about this match is what has Ukraine prepared here. Like, have they practiced any picks, or are they just getting outscaled? I would definitely like to see which avenue they will try to attack on. I don't think Ukraine would ever pick hidden 1 or just another hidden. I don't think that makes a lot of sense here. The closest all of the performances they had was, another DT. Maybe they could go for DT3. Otherwise, the stream map was really good as well in their way. Like, Speed Battle might be a pick. But they're going for the speed map, actually. Alright, I think this is also a bit more closely related to the double time we saw. It is definitely a lot lower in BPM though.
Yes, Ukraine should have more pocket picks for them to make some score. For lower seeded teams, it is best for them to face the highest seeded teams in the lower stage of the bracket, and this is their chance to perform. And we are seeing a normal 5 pick.
Yeah, this one is gonna be in a similar way of being just fast and mostly on focus on your tapping hands, because there's very little aim on this map, very little aim, and in that way they're pretty close related, but it is way slower and focus a bit more on stamina. Essentially, if you were able to play the previous DT map, you should be able to play this one as well.
Yes, like Burst Streams, this has a DT-ish map, I guess. And these BPM changes are really hard for the streaming abilities to catch up. And, well, Ukraine performed really well on DT2, so we expect high performance from them. By the way, Nomo 2 has map title of Speed Battle, but this is even higher speed than the Speed Battle.
Right. It's called Speed Battle, but this is the actual Speed Battle Nomo.
Yes, and Speed Battle, rather it is Endurance Battle.
Yeah, you're right. It's actually more of a stamina test than a speed test. It does reference the original spawner, which I guess is pretty fast for Toho standards, isn't it?
It is fast for Toho standards, but in OS we have Sound Voltex maps, we have very high speed maps, so which makes Speed Battle a little slow, I'd say.
Right, yeah. There's a lot of speedy things also coming up in the future pools, but let's focus on this one for now. Time Machine is gonna start really hard. Like, this is essentially how streamy the map gets. With these 13 node long streams at the beginning. A bit of recover time with the repeat sliders, but you see some accuracy dropping here and there. Then actually tanked the most on the other side of Ukraine. Generally, there's still like an SS left. That is impressive.
Yes, it is. Oh, well, the map changes from part to part. So we have streamy parts, we have somewhat not streamy parts around. But this map really focuses on fast-paced streams. And tanking accuracy in this game is not really going to help you in the future.
Yeah, there's a slowdown part coming up. It's 185 BPM, so you can see a few 100s here and there if you're not ready for it. Like, this is actually 185 right now, but just this short little part. Yeah, a lot of 100s by 1max, for example. Oh, the Kicksliders actually took Criterion's combo away.
Oh,
He's not happy about that.
It's so sad to see players showing their skills on screen and then get the random miss on kick sliders.
Yeah, that was actually, I think, one of the most aim-intense parts of the entire map. And this map does really have aim, let's be honest. Maybe that's the reason why they're going for the speed and low aim maps. Because he only missed on the aim part here.
Yes, and everything will be streamed, and there is no aim to consider. So when you get nerves on tournaments, the aim starts to get shaky. You should not play the aim map, and this is helping them.
Do you see what I see? That's a miss by Season.
Oh, okay, interesting.
I mean, there's still like really good accuracy lead. I mean, 99.91% by Ponytail and Flying Tuna. That's insane. But you know, they have the combo advantage. So if Ukraine keeps on holding the combo, they might potentially take this.
We still have half of the map to go, then the time is on the Ukraine side, so we'll need to wait and see.
That's not a big score lead, 100k. Like, actually, even less after the spinner here.
Okay, so the gaps are closing.
Yeah, Dench has gotten back his accuracy from the initial accuracy drop at the beginning. Like 99.94%. It's like a 1/100 by both Ponytail and Flying Tuna for now. There's gonna be one last stream section here. And this gap is actually closing here.
It is closing. And 1max and Criterion should get a high accuracy in order for them to make the acceleration faster.
It's getting closer and closer, but the accuracy is still really solid by South Korea, and that might just be it potentially here. 70,000 points of difference.
Okay, we're getting to the final parts of the map.
Oh, I didn't even notice the miss by Diamond. Jesus Christ, I absolutely missed that one. That could have actually made the difference.
Yes, it could have been, but
yeah, I was just staring at the screens, just looking for any 100s, like just a bunch of 100s dropping, so the accuracy makes a difference. But that might have actually Diamond, even if ESC, there would only be like 30,000 points. Like 40,000 points at most, which would be slightly higher than Dench. So, wow. And the difference was 70,000, so it wouldn't have made a difference.
Look at Ponytail and Flying Tuna, both 100. Wow, that is an insane performance from them.
Yeah, really good accuracy, and I think that actually made the difference, because if they would have just had 1% less accuracy, that would be a win for Ukraine by far. But so far, the picks by Ukraine have been really good. Darkish was a really solid pick, and they just 4AC. And this one, I think they probably also expected 4AC, and that's gotta sting, but you know, that's just the way competition is sometimes. You can't be on your A game and just be every single map, every single time, because that would just make tournaments really boring, because they'd be really predictable.
The upsets are there for fun, and upsets are always fun to watch. So
talking about fun things, hey, here's a fun song. It's Pirates Banquet.
This is really fun. The alternating map.
Yeah,
it is gonna be a fun set.
Yeah, it's a cool song. It has a bit of rhythm in there, so it's a bit jazzy here. Just fun time for everyone. Well, except maybe the players, because this one I think is definitely also something I wouldn't expect a forward see on both sides. Maybe South Korea if they really pull it off, but I definitely would give the edge here over to South Korea. Let's be honest.
Yes, but on this map there are partially 1-6, I guess.
Yep.
That makes your rhythm to get lost on the map. So if Korea drops combo there, then there can be an opportunity for Ukraine to also take this map.
Yeah, this is definitely very closely related to the qualifier alternate map, which might be a bit of a mix of like a rhythm map and an alternate map. This one has some accelerating streams. It has some 1/6, which means that there's a few bursts which are just faster, and you can't really just focus on keeping your tempo on the same level. You have to adjust sometimes, and that like adjusting sometimes is definitely something which is gonna make it that much slightly more weird for people.
Yes, it will be, and I wonder I wonder if there is a player that just single tap this map. Also,
oh no, please, no. I mean, you
please.
could, but I think this is a lot of like 1/2 or like 1/4 circles in a row, like the consecutive amount of circles you have to use. Like I can see some people single tapping this, but it doesn't make sense to me because every pattern is very flowy. It's like you just kind of drag around as if you're like just drawing half circles. And single tapping has a big advantage if you like alternate between like flowy patterns and really snappy patterns, right? I think that's definitely where single tapping shines in alternate maps. On this one, I would definitely say just alternate it. I mean, it's like a low BPM stream map. You wouldn't single tap a stream map too, right? I mean, okay.
you won't.
Depends on who you ask, all right?
I have seen some players who just casually single tap with a really high BPM, but not on the tournaments, I guess. Not on the tournaments.
Right, it does start a bit hard here. There's some early misses. Nelitoro and Criterion missed. Ponyaka did miss as well. Doesn't surprise me. The beginning has a bit of rhythm in there, so you don't really have time to adjust the map, but it just throws the patterns at you.
Yeah, the first few seconds of the map is the hardest part of the map, so it is not rare to see players who miss here. We'll see them catch up.
Yeah, there's another miss by Magneto Gamer 1, 2, and 3. I think adjusting to the map is probably one of the hardest parts of any tournament. If you go from speedy map to slow map, another miss by Ponyaka. It's just, you got to get used to the pick like really quickly, and if he throws like a really hard pattern at you, you just miss, and just surprise me there. Really big lead by South Korea here. We do have the combo and the accuracy advantage.
Wow, South Korea just casually leading this up. With some decent accuracy, yeah.
I mean, 99.5%, even if Flying Tuna doesn't have the combo, he does have the accuracy.
Well, Ukraine side has no full combo going on, so combo miss from 1 or 2 players does not really matter for South Korea unless they get 4-way miss.
Right, but this is essentially the story, which wasn't too surprising. For the picks Ukraine is going for, you see being really close, and sometimes Ukraine edges it out. But when South Korea picks what they're good at, and what Ukraine is bad at, this is just what happens. Like the 2 100s, 150, there was actually just a slider break by Flying Tuna. That's insane accuracy. Also, great performances by the rest of the South Korean side. Just, solid scores all around.
Yes, next pick will be Ukraine, so they will need to pick a good one, good for their picks, good for their scores, because if they miss this, it will give the match point to South Korea and the pick to the South Korea as well. So, as what you have said, South Korea really performing on their picks. So the Ukraine should not give them more picks.
If I look at Ukraine's performance and the way their team worked so far, I don't think they really want Hidden or Hard Rock, or where South Korea could shine on Hidden at all. So I don't think 3mod1 is gonna be that attractive to them. They're actually going for it. Oh boy.
Oh,
I mean,
speaking of the 3mod1, yes.
well, if they have one good Hidden player, I didn't dive too much deeply. If they have a really solid Hidden player, they could, because it's 3mod, you have to have one Hidden player and one Hard Rock player. And they just generally didn't perform well on Hidden. If they have one like Hidden main and they get that one on Hidden, and then one Hard Rock main and get that one on Hard Rock, the rest can maybe go for Nomad, it could potentially work. Right? I don't have that. I didn't look for that deep of information, but I still feel like there might be something else up in the air for grabs.
Well, I do think it is a viable pick if Ukraine does not miss, because yeah, yeah, because this map is literally the probably easiest that doesn't require that much skill on the pool. So if they can make it, of course, they can also battle with the accuracy with South Korea. But you know how South Korea have performed, I think there's a slight of a chance, but I think F11 was not the good pick for them.
Yeah, maybe DT3 isn't that much of an attractive pick to them, because DT3, the finger control DT, it does have a fair amount of streams, right? So that's essentially something Ukraine would want, but it has a few aim patterns here, which are snappy, where if you miss them, I mean, like that's a respectable aim difficulty, right? And they also did ban the DT1, which is the DT aim map, so they definitely do not want fast aim anywhere.
They could have just gone Nomad too if they want to stream out the map, but I think this FM1 will need to see, because
yeah, I mean, I think I really like your sentiment here, which means it is one of the easier maps. 3mod generally is also on the easier side, and they just want the format FC there and believe into South Korea to just miss.
Yes, because on tournaments, good, I'd say, higher seeded teams have tendency to ban easier maps, especially Nomad 1 or 3 mods, because they just want to get rid of the variables that they can miss on the pressures. Then, if that's what Ukraine is aiming for, they should not miss as well, and that's a problem.
Yeah, the thing is though, if you're like way better as just, generally as players and as a team, but you have a 4FC potential and the opposing team has 4FC potential, that will favor them. Because you can't really just outscale them and just be better than them, because, 4FC is 4FC and misses can always happen, right?
Miss can always happen.
Yeah, I'm sure maybe your team has a higher chance of 4FC, but the chance is there for the Ukrainian side. And so far it's looked really good, because there was an early miss by Utah.
Yes, this is what they are aiming for, if I would say that. So far, looking good for Ukraine. Ponyaka tanked accuracy a little bit, but that doesn't matter. NoPJK is also tanking his accuracy as well.
And once again, really good accuracy by South Korea if you look at Fine-Tuner and Ponytail here. But Criterion and Magnetic Gamer 123 are not far behind. Well, that was a good accuracy and combo, but it just is only accuracy now for Ponytail Fine-Tune. The entire South Korean side is missing, and this 2FC is on Ukraine.
Wow, is this what Ukraine have planned for?
And South Korea just kind of crumbled, like everyone missed.
Well, we did not curse them, just so you know.
I mean, maybe it was just me praising them, right? You shouldn't praise them, apparently.
Yeah, the caster's curse is always there when you praise the players. That is what it is.
That is a commanding lead on this map. SC by Dench on Hard Rock. Well done by him.
Yeah.
Criterion, the Nomad FC 6100s. Magnetic Gamer has done the damage with Ponyaka supporting them. 700k on both. That is, you know, for something I was not so sure about beforehand, this was a really good pick. But I don't think if this is results-based analysis and it, you know, South Korea just kind of dropped the ball, because that's what I think happened. But generally, the idea picking an easy map here worked out for Ukraine.
Well, we'll just say Ukraine have picked and Ukraine have performed. It is what they have expected, and they get what they expected.
Man, that's wonderful. South Korea is picking, and they couldn't bring us to match point. And I think when this gets to the tiebreaker, South Korea is looking pretty solid there.
Well, tiebreaker, anything can happen, so we need to get to there first, because if we want to see tiebreaker in action. But I think it is time for Hard Rock, I guess, because Hard Rock has not been getting so much love.
It is time for Hidden 1.
Oh no!
South Korea is just really good on Hidden, and you definitely notice that Ukraine was lacking, you know, a bit of hidden prowess if you compare it to the double time.
Yes. So Hidden 1, Roman Sagariamaru is, well, rather plain hidden map, but you should not just regard it as a plain hidden map, because there are some cut streams coming up.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors on this map. First, if you just look at it, it is approaching 9 flat. So that means there's a respectable amount of density. Like usually if you just hop on into OS, you download your newest maps through OS Direct, and you just see 9.3, 9.4, right? Comfortable densities. This one is 9.0. The also is a bit weird on the side. It's CS 4.5. That's the circle size. So it's a bit smaller than you would actually see a normal map on. And then the map also has multiple timing points, which means accuracy is gonna be a bit on the harder side. Like the timing isn't constant and adjusts sometimes. Not by much, but it does. So getting good accuracy is also gonna be a bit awkward here and there. And next to that, you have the map itself. Like that was just, you know, the info around the map, but the map itself and what the map has done, there's a lot of overlaps here, so you have to practice this map, absolutely. If you don't, you're gonna get a lot of 100s and just misses generally. It's also consistent stats with 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
I think I'm seeing some visions of all players either side missing on that costume. Yeah, that costume is deadly, I'd say.
Like, I mean, if you just look at this is just raw skill-wise, this is easy enough for Ukraine to 4FC.
Yes.
Just because of the factors that it's hidden, that it's density, you know, stuff like that, it just makes me think that this is more like a South Korean win.
Well, considering the Hidden 2 result, we would say so. But AR9, well, it's so sad to say that AR9 is slow with Hidden. Like back 5 years from now, AR8 was hit slow, but everybody say AR9 is slow now, and we'll see if what they have prepared is what they will perform.
Let's just hope that Ukraine has played this map plenty of times, because, I mean, they should have, because this is an expected pick by South Korea.
Definitely expected pick from South Korea. And what I love about this map is that there are so much circular movements throughout the KI sections, where you have to go fast and you have to go in circles, and that's really fun to watch. Maybe not fun for the players.
And 2 players just did not have enough fun, and Ponytail and Criterion both missing. It is a just one full combo trade, but there's another break by Magnetic Gamer 1-3. And no one's trading on the South Korean side. That was the worst trade deal in the history of OS, because there's another miss from the Ukraine side by Dench.
Oh, they have the accuracy, but they do not have the combo right now. So if South Korea doesn't miss, they have to pray to the gods that South Korea should miss on this map, or maybe pray to the casters.
Right. I mean, wait, I'm checking my paper. Oh, I did not have any anything coming from the Ukrainian side, so I will not be cursing anyone from South Korea.
Let me check my paper as well.
I mean, 3 FCs by South Korea, this is pretty solid so far. There's only 1 by Ukraine, another miss by Dench, another miss by Ponytail. That is a really good lead.
Yeah, Ponytail have missed early on, so it doesn't really matter not that much. So we still have full combat going on South Korean side. So if this goes along the map, then we'll see another South Korean point, but who knows?
I mean, we did lose the only FC on the side of Ukraine, and I think that is the nail in the coffin, because there's 3 FCs, even if there's more misses from South Korea. That's 500k in lead, and there's only a quarter of the song left, so I think it's fair to say that South Korea should have this point in the bag.
Well, even if Ukraine lose this point, they still have a pick to go, so that's where they can, let's say, turn the tide to themselves.
Right. So for now, it's time to enjoy the song and, maybe look at some of the accuracies. Nellytory had a really good accuracy in combo, but he unfortunately missed on that part. Flying Tuna is still holding on really strong here with accuracy and combo.
Yeah, overall accuracy is really good on South Korean side, being the lowest being the Note KJK on 98-ish.
Yeah, respectable accuracy by Magnetic Gamer 123 as well. He actually has the highest accuracy in the lobby. Doesn't have an FC, unfortunately, but this is a really good performance from the side of Ukraine, actually. He took over Ponyarka's score, even though he has less combo, just because his accuracy is just a lot higher.
Yeah, this is some sort of an accuracy game as well, so it's a rhythm game. Yes, accuracy matters.
No, look, I only single tap and I move my cursor, right? Where's my number 1?
Oh.
I mean, I don't think we will see Node 1 here, because there's just way better picks for South Korea, and Ukraine banned DT1. So why would Ukraine ever go for Node 1, right?
Yeah.
So it is number 2. It is something we did mention early on.
Yes.
You saw Pirates Banquet, just, when it comes to the variety of skill sets, South Korea is strong on anything. And Eagle Stick, the normal 4, has a bit of an aim focus. Hard Rock is not something they want to go for. Normal 2 is really the only thing they can go for, and maybe DT3. And we'll see how this one goes. This map is only stream and stream aim.
Yeah, only stream. That is the point. If your aims are shaking, then you should definitely go for the stream map. And this, even though the title says speed battle, the BPM is 185, which isn't that fast, and which isn't that of a speed battle. Let's say it's more of an endurance battle. So if they can stream 185, then they definitely have a chance.
Right, but even as we said that it doesn't really have that much an aim focus, yeah, it doesn't, because you don't really have aim involved in this map, but compared to a normal map where you just jump from one circle to the other. This one does have respectable spacing between the streams, so you do have like stream aim, so that's flow aim here, a lot in this map, and you can still miss even if you have the stamina for the map. You still can easily miss on the aim aspect.
Yes,
so that's why I'm a bit scared for Ukraine, to be honest.
Yeah, we have seen the Canada versus Philippines match, and Canadian players also missed on this map. So the if you get the nerves, then this map is something that you can miss on.
Yeah, and as you can see, whatever you see right now, that's gonna be that's really the tone for the rest of the map. You just see a lot of streams and decent spacing here and there. A bunch of 100s by a few players like Karsha, for example, but no misses really yet, which is good. Actually, an accuracy lead by Ukraine. Fun fact, Ukraine's number 2, that is the stream map, we're also seeing here in the qualifier, was one of the better maps from them. Oh, that's a miss by Diamond though. I don't think you should have missed there. Like that, this is one of the easier parts of the map. There's gonna be plenty of harder parts coming up soon. But those accuracy, like Ukraine is still on top of it. And Karuna here is not too shabby either with his double S. Alright, time for one of the harder sections here. Karcher missing.
Oh,
okay, that is a
Karcher.
really good trade. That is right in the middle of the map. So if Diamond actually holds until the end, that's gonna be a win by Ukraine. But you know, it's not over yet. There's plenty of miss opportunities.
Yeah, plenty of streams left, plenty of no fear. We still have 4 combos on each side, so Diamond should not miss. Diamond should not miss.
Can you stop talking, please?
Oh no!
Diamond should not miss, and he did. And you know
Diamond
what?
should-
He did as well again. But you know what? There's a Karuna and Karcher miss. Both are still really low combos. There's still 3 SCs against 2.
Oh my god, I have cursed again. I'm so sorry.
No, I think you were lying when you checked your paper, Leonie, that you saw nothing, alright? Because,
I'm
I mean,
clean
come on.
that. Well, no, don't accuse me of that. I'm clean. I'm clean. I have double checked my PayPal account.
Yeah, maybe that's why, because the second check suddenly had a lump sum on it. But, man, I mean, 3 FCs, there's still a Ki left. And it's like the rest, there's still plenty of streams and plenty of spacing here. And this was probably one of the harder parts of the map. Because
Yeah.
the spacing is just slightly higher here.
Oh, we're reaching the end. And we have the slow part. And, oh, okay.
Well, and there goes one of the SCs on South Korea. I think that's it. That is a 200k point lead and still 3 SCs coming from Ukraine.
Yeah, Ukraine with a really strong performance here.
That's
and
a spin. Is someone losing his FC here? Is someone gonna lose his FC right after the spinner? They don't. Alright.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. That is... this could actually be a 3-4 for Ukraine if they would have actually gotten the Nomad 5, which they could have. That was
yeah.
really close. Like, there was 70k points for the speed Nomad, and they got this one. They could have actually been on match point right now.
Yes, they could have been. Wow. Well, South Korea. They're on the match point, but the momentum is not theirs. So we'll need to see what they pick next.
The thing is, though, I have this gut feeling that now that South Korea is gonna pick the last map of the match, I think they're gonna go for Hard Rock or like one of these spicier Nomads, which is Nomad 4. I mean, they could go Nomad 1. I don't think that's a bad choice either. But
Well,
I think South Korea is just too solid on Hard Rock or Nomad 4.
but consistency is a problem right now for South Korean players. So I would not recommend Nomad 1. Maybe they go for double time 3 is also good. I cannot read anymore. I cannot see what is coming.
Double time 3 would be an option, but I think it's probably better to just go Hard Rock.
Yes, I agree on that. I agree on picking Hard Rock on this.
Yeah, like I see Nomad 4 and both either Hard Rocks to be a solid choice, unless South Korea is suddenly saying, well, we're really nervous right now, let's just do something a bit more, I don't know, because if they go for CS 6.5 and they're nervous, that's just trouble. That is asking for trouble. Because you have so many small circles, and if you shake just a bit, you're gonna lose, like, combo immediately.
If
Yeah, they're currently
circles-
discussing.
yeah, discussing right now. Okay, they're taking time. The fire is on their side. They're burning. They need to keep the fire off, then address the picks.
Yeah, and they're going for Nomad 4. It is a bit more aim heavy, and that's why I think Nomad 4 was definitely one of the more safer picks and just solid picks. Ukraine has tried to avoid any and all aim in the pool, and Nomad 4 does have a respectable amount of just aim involved, next to just being obviously a tech map. And so it being a tech map, featuring a lot of slider velocity changes, you have some fast sliders, slow sliders, you have some streams here and there, and a bit of awkward aim. You know, this I think the map is a solid pick for South Korea. Even if they lose, which is very unlikely, they still have the tiebreaker to go for. And I would definitely favor South Korea for that one. But man, Ukraine has surprised me so much. Maybe I think Ukraine is performing really well, but South Korea is underperforming just a little bit, I think.
Yeah, since many of the players are first time playing, considering that maybe nerves have gotten to them, but we cannot say so because you have watched maybe you have watched the Canada and Philippines match, and Sudinator really performed well on that. So we're not seeing some great performance from South Korean side, but also,
I mean, we're talking about new players, we're talking about people who are unproven in OWC, and you just look at the Ukraine side and you're like, same story for them. They're here and they're here to play.
And they are performing. They are proving
and they are
themselves.
performing, and that is the big difference here.
South Korea needs to address this stuff really quick, unless if they go to tiebreaker, some miracles can happen for both sides.
Yeah, but there's still, I mean, the driver's seat I think is still in South Korea's side, because this map and the last map potentially are both really solid for them. Alright, let's see how this one will go. An early miss by Dench doesn't make too much of a difference unless no one else misses.
Well, this map is a miss-prone map, so early misses is negligible, I'd say.
Oh wait, no, that was actually a ghost miss. Dench is still holding combo, but Ponytail might have missed, and Ponyaka as well. Criterion potentially also missed.
Lots of miss.
No, Criterion didn't miss, there was a ghost miss, but I think... Did Ponytail actually miss? I think Ponyhawk and Ponytail did miss. Those are real misses, so it's just two combos trading against each other.
Yeah, two ponies missing left and right.
Oh, both ponies, alright, they're linked, alright.
Yeah.
Quantum entanglement happening right here. Alright, that's the 1/3 part. I can see people missing here, definitely.
Yes, definitely.
Ooh, a lot of 100s by Dench, but everyone held, I think.
This is a short map, so if we see miss from here now on, it is deadly. It is deadly.
Yeah, I mean, both pony players actually just kind of missed at the same part here. Some kick sliders. No miss on the repeat slide. I think this is the hardest slide velocity changes of the entire map. If there are misses, they would come up right about now.
Oh, I cannot watch
so
this.
close. It is true. Oh my, wait, is it a miss by Nelitor? Wait, 150 combo? Did something happen there? Is it actually a thing? Is Ukraine taking this one? They're holding strong. There's a miss by Magneta Gamer, but it's 50k points in their lead and they'll take it.
Are we seeing the tiebreaker? Really? Is it?
That is a tiebreaker. That is actually a tiebreaker. A 200 performance by Flying Tuna, but Jesus Christ, it wasn't enough.
Yeah, Korea is seriously underperforming here, and it is destined with that we see the first tiebreaker of Oz World Cup 2020. It is first tiebreaker.
And you know what that means? It's time to mute the VOD. I mean, there's nothing else to say here, but hopefully this is why you guys are here when it's live, because there's no way you would have watched this one afterwards.
Yes. Oh god, I'm sweating.
Every time a match is close, every time a match is a banger, you get this one and you listen to this banger live, but you can't watch it anywhere else but live. And while you're here, I mean, hopefully double check your pick'ems, because this is gonna be wild.
Are we seeing round of 16 losers bracket South Korea? The number 2 from last year? I'm losing my words.
This could have been an early win by Ukraine. Ukraine lost the Nomad 5 speed pick by 70k points. This could have actually been a win by Ukraine without the tiebreaker. Just think about it for a second.
Yes,
the 27th seed against the 5th seed. Jesus Christ. That is...
Wow. Hey, guess your pick'ems. Well, we are going nuts with pick'ems today.
But it is
I
time.
guess. It is.
It is time. Both sides are just gonna be really nervous for this one. It's My Chemical Romance, Welcome to Black Parade, a custom map by Moth. This one's really spicy. It starts off for the first 1 minute and 30 seconds with a lot of variety, a lot of BPM changes. Essentially the map is 216 BPM, so that's decently high. You should probably single tap this one, I don't think you should alternate it. You get a lot of 100s at the beginning, because the BPM is just varied. The drummer was drunk, that's just the way it is sometimes. You know, some people are really good at holding consistent beat, this drummer didn't, that's just the way it is.
Yes,
the map
the
actually
drama.
starts.
The drama is here, and drama is right now. We're going to the tiebreaker. Yes, I didn't expect to see tiebreaker this early on, but I was expecting at some point that we'll see a tiebreaker. And okay, on the chat, Nelito is saying that he is sorry for his performance, but the match isn't over. The match isn't over, so we'll need to see.
Look, it is a round of 32, anything can happen when the maps are on the easier side, right? You know, underdogs can win, that is a potential here. You know, and no one's gonna have to swim home, right? Because everyone's sitting snugly at home, so that's a great advantage of online tournaments.
Maybe they'll stream on their backpacks maybe later on.
And this is the reason why you're watching this live. It is time. Alright. Is Korea gonna lose? Korea, the grand finalists of last year. Are they gonna lose in round of 32 this year? Was there such a downgrade, or is it just a fluke? Can they win this? That is gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, if they lose, it will be top 10 OS World Cup betrayal of all time.
It is time for the accuracies to drop. And for the nerves to, you know, for everyone to start shaking. This map, you know, a bit of a calm before the storm here. You know, kinda get used to the map for now. If you see some misses here, this is really bad. Alright?
Yeah, they should not miss. Definitely.
And then when the map starts around the 130s mark, you see a few more aim patterns where I would definitely argue for South Korea to be, you know, a little bit favored. There's a few 1/3 patterns, so alternate patterns coming up hard. That's a lot of misses by Ponyaka. That is also a huge accuracy drop here.
And things are not going well for Ukraine, since their accuracy isn't that high enough.
Some faster sliders. I can maybe see a slider break here or there. Ponyaka did get a slider break there on the beginning of the slider. You know, some miss snaps by Magnetic Gamer, but South Korea is holding strong.
Yes, for early on, South Korea is holding strong, but we need to see those anti-jumps on later parts will get some
Oh my
players.
god, that was the entire Ukraine side missing there.
Oh, that's deadly. South Korea still going on, and it's looking green for Ukraine. But the song is long, so we will need to see. Everything can happen.
And that is the drunk drummer part. Now we get into the 190, 180 BPM standards, you know, jumps here and there. Longer jump coming up here, pattern aim. How many people will miss? No one does. Oh, that's a miss by Magnetic Gamer. Just out at the last square.
Okay, those jumps are taking its toll.
That is, I believe, the first miss from the side of South Korea by Caesar.
Yes.
The rest of the combos are building up, but that's a 200k point advantage so far. And you have to keep combo on those patterns.
Yes, 200k earlier on is big. This is big lead for South Korea now. Ukraine should keep their combo and hope South Korea misses.
You know, oh my, that's a double miss on one of the jump patterns on this one by Dench and Ponyaka. It's looking even worse so far.
Yes, these wide jumps are really hurting the players.
Oh, that's the miss by Karuna. The hope isn't that yet, but 400k points, that is hard to catch up on.
Yeah, but still, one by one, Ukraine can do this. If they keep on going, then they can do this. South Korea have proved that they are not they are vulnerable, so we'll see.
That is another miss by Criterion. Another combo just lost for the Ukraine side. Flying Tuna and Karcher both holding strong. Alright, we're in a bit of a double section here. People can miss here. And then there's a really big accuracy drop potential on the slowdown for a very slow stream coming up right about now. Oh, another miss. Flying Tuna missed, so that's one FC gone. But Criterion and Dench both missed. And that's 600k in the favor of South Korea.
And Criterion is really having a hard time with his combo and his accuracy right now, so this is really taking its toll on Criterion.
And I think after this ultimate part, if there might be a few more misses, but those are the misses on the wrong side. It's Dench who misses.
Wow, this is breathtaking. I cannot really say. Oh no.
A build-up. The stream is gonna take Magnetic Gamers combo and Ponyaka, and I think that is gonna be the nail in the coffin.
Yes, those patterns are deadly, and it is weird. It's first time seeing tiebreaker. People will notice that there is a lot of traps on the traps that players can miss on this map. Yeah, and this is deadly.
Karcher missed on the slowdown right before the easy part here. You know, this is when the map ends. The journey ended. Karcher didn't get his FC. South Korea is not gonna join the losers bracket. They're gonna advance, and Ukraine, after a valiant fight, that was insane by Ukraine, and they could have even won earlier. That was a great performance.
It is both Ukraine performing great and South Korea performing a little meh.
Underwhelmingly,
yeah,
sure.
underwhelmingly,
But
I'd
they
say.
did get the W at the end of the day. They did advance, and the pools are getting harder. So South Korea is definitely gonna, they're gonna welcome harder pools, definitely.
Yes.
And that's just gonna be favoring them. And they still advance. That's the important part. It was a bit close for Comfort, but a win is a win.
Win is a win. That is really true.
Alright, congratulations to South Korea and Ukraine. We will see you in the losers bracket. And man, we actually took up our entire 1 hour slot for this match. Man, I need a breather after that match. Jesus Christ. Alright, but I'm actually gonna get a breather because I think you will be continuing your commentary.
Yes, I'm continuing. Yes.
And I believe someone special will join you.
Oh, I'm so excited. I should restrain myself from going fanboy mode because I can't. If I start going fanboy mode, then the stream is destroyed. So I'll restrain it really.
Right.